So, as we speak, the Russian invasion of Ukraine has entered the sixth day, and a human tragedy has unfolded at the borders of the Ukraine. There are hundreds who have died fighting the Russian forces, and there are thousands of students and the civilians of Ukraine who have left their city, their country, to find refuge in either Romania, Poland, or in Hungary. And amidst them, there are thousands of Indian students who went on to study their medical subject in Ukraine. So today we have Prathamesh with us, who came back on the first flight of Operation Ganga on the 26th of February. And we are going to talk to him and to share his story, what unfolded in front of his eyes, and how it was in a war-torn country when situation seemed normal, and out of nowhere the Russian forces came and invaded Ukraine. So, Prathamesh, welcome to WeJan, and I would like to know what actually happened with you there.
Uh, Hello, thank you, Ayush.
Yes.
I used to live in Chernivtsi, which is a southern west part of Ukraine, and luckily there were no attacks on my city. On the
Mhm.
24th, when I got to know about on the 24th, when I got to know about the bombings in Kiev, I was pretty shocked because I never expected Russia to take such a large and violent step. I just thought
Mhm.
that everything will be fine and it all be done with the paperwork. So
Mhm.
luckily on 24th I was going to leave to Kiev because my flight was on 25th. But I consider myself lucky that I didn't go. So
Okay.
actually the mental peace wasn't. I didn't had any mental peace because I was just so worried what will happen. And then that whole day was a nightmare for me because actually we were just hearing about this city being attacked, this city being attacked, and we were just waiting that when our city is going to be attacked. And on
Yeah.
24th midnight we were just getting some intels or some rumors were going that Chernivtsi is going to be attacked. So that day was a very terrible day. And then the next day, university sent us some forms which was given
Mhm.
by embassy, and we
Okay.
had to fill up those forms. And then a list came of around
Mhm.
220-30 people,
Okay.
in which my name was there. So this list was randomly picked up. The names were randomly picked up, and I
Okay.
consider myself lucky that I was in that name
So,
in
from
that list.
what was the situation when you were told to evacuate? Where did you go, and from where did you catch the flight? Caught the flight from Ukraine. So, how did you approached Ukraine, and who took you there and to you to Romania from Ukraine? Like, tell me about
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So actually, Ayush, what happened was that we got to know about that list, and whenever that list came, we were told by our seniors. We were told by our seniors that you had to pack a bag. That was told in the midnight. In the on 24th only, we packed a bag and a suitcase with some
Mhm.
of our essential things, and then we were just ready to leave. So the bus and every transport route was provided by the embassy only, and our
Okay.
seniors, and we paid just 150 graven, that is around 400 rupees, to move from Chernivtsi to the Romania border.
Okay.
And from then onwards, everything was taken care by the embassy of
Okay.
Romania.
Okay, okay, okay. And what is the situation there right now? Do you know anybody, any student, any colleague of yours who is still stuck in Ukraine or in other parts of the Ukraine where there are certain other universities? There must be certain other universities where Indian students are studying. So, do you know, do you have certain people still stuck there in Kiev or in Kharkiv somewhere? Hello.
Uh, can you hear me, Ayush?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yes. So, so actually, some of my friends are in Kharkiv, and some of
Mhm.
my three roommates are in Ukrainian Romanian border, where they are struggling a little bit because of the cold, and they were waiting for a long line. They were waiting for a long queue for the immigration, and still the immigration has just happened, and then I guess we can't connect with them properly because there is no network near the borders. So
Okay.
last time I talked with them, I just heard that they were on the bus. They were on the
Mhm.
bus. Some of my friends they just posted a story about a bus. I don't know whether my
Mhm.
three friends are there or not, but other people from my university are have boarded the bus, and they are going to the airport in the Bucharest, that is the capital of Romania. But
Okay.
others
Okay.
are in a pretty much worse conditions, like people in
Mhm.
Kharkiv and Kiev. There
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
around 3000 students that are stuck in Kharkiv,
Mhm.
and they are in the bunkers of their hostel or in the bunkers of the metro
Yeah. Yeah.
stations. And actually, condition is pretty bad there, because everything is like the supplies, the superstores have run out of supplies, and the food and all the quality is getting worse. And the things are also getting worse because they are told to keep on airplane mode, so they can't connect to their family also.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
and that city is near Belarus and Russia. So that
Yeah.
is the most eastern city.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess the border is also too far for them, for from the Hungary, Poland or Romania. The border is
Yeah.
too far.
Yeah,
So I'm just
considering the
worried
point
about
that
those
Belarus is
students.
also involved in the conflict and Belarus is helping the Russian forces come into
Yeah,
Ukraine from their borders. So I
yeah,
think,
because
like,
they can't risk it. Yes, they
yeah,
can't risk the to go to Belarus border, because there are also Russian troops,
exactly.
and I don't know, and they can't move because there are just so many bombings and firings going on in Kharkiv. You
Yeah,
may
yeah.
have heard a next city to Kiev is Kharkiv, which is the most destroyed city.
Yes, 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 yes.
So, and I am also not in contact a lot today, because they were told to keep on airplane modes and all.
Mhm.
But if any Ukrainian student is listening to me, I would suggest them to buy a Kyivstar SIM card if they are getting, if it is possible to buy a
What is the
Kyivstar.
Kyivstar inside?
Kyivstar, it's a company like Jio or Airtel. It's a
Okay,
company,
okay.
SIM card
Mm-hmm.
company. So
Mm-hmm.
because you can connect that SIM card is getting a much better range, and you can get internet access in Romania also with that
Mm-hmm.
SIM. So it would be better. I guess it will give you range in Romania, Poland, and Hungary borders also. So you can be connected with your friends and families, and you can keep them updated.
So, if I may
And
ask
if
one last question, I want to know, like, the embassy started giving warnings from the 15th February itself. So, what actually was happening in the universities amidst the Indian students who were reading those warnings in the from coming from the Indian embassy, but they did not actually take them very seriously and started moving out from Ukraine. So, what was going in that phase when the embassy was
okay.
putting out warnings after warnings?
Okay, so actually the thing was that warning. I won't call it as a warning, because I read that the same advisory. It was
Yeah,
like
if you call
if
it
you
an
want to,
advisory, yeah, advisory will be the
yeah,
right word for
it
this.
was
Yeah.
like if you want to go, you can go.
Mm-hmm.
But the university was suggesting us something else, because there's a very pretty harsh rule in Ukraine that you have to be present in all lectures and all. Um, in our lecture, and there is a very huge, if you are absent for a lecture, then you it's a very huge procedure to give an rework give a rework for that same lecture. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty bad, and you can't give exam if you don't have a clearance on that rework and distinction.
Yeah. So what I
So
get is by the 15th of February, no one actually anticipated that Russia is going
yes,
to take such a
actually,
violent step.
let me just
Yeah.
complete. So it was
Yeah.
just confusing, because university was telling not to go, and
Mm-hmm.
the embassy was just saying you can go or you cannot go. And we were
Mm-hmm.
just thinking that, and then due to the pressure of the embassy, the university declared that there will be online lectures till 25th of Feb. So
Mm-hmm.
we started booking the flights, but due to such a huge traffic in flights, the prices getting increased. So
Mm-hmm.
like the prices were only 20K to 30K during first time, like 15 16, it was only that much for a
Mm-hmm.
flight dated on 20 Feb to 23rd Feb. And we were not getting actually flight, because every flight was getting booked, and then many of the flights got cancelled also because of Putin's warning. Many of the airlines were not risking it, and so we also started thinking that if the flights are getting cancelled, what's the use of booking them? And if we are
Mm,
booking, then the refund process is very huge, and we are just like, it was very not easy for every person, every student, because paying a 50,000 for a flight, and which was getting for 30,000. So many people started booking, and everyone ultimately booked the flight, and they started booking, and the date was still 10th March. People were booking, so it was
mm.
very pretty confusing, and very
Un- Uncertain condition, right?
misorganized situation was there.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me about like how did the embassy contact you? Was the process smooth, or you had to struggle finding your ways working out in the embassy, or it was a very smooth process, co-jointly organized by your college and the embassy itself?
Yes, so during my evacuation, during my on that 26th, on that 25th
Mm,
date, the evacuation
mm,
was pretty smooth. But
okay.
the university also helped us a lot. My teacher, my dean came with us till the border, and he talked to the military of the Ukraine, and he started
Mm,
getting help for us. So it was pretty smooth during that time. But during this time, the I guess the embassy is also stressed out, and it is
yeah,
helping,
yeah.
but children are getting very stressed out, and they are just out of patience, so they are criticizing embassy and the government. But I guess everything will be fine, and they will. And I just want to appeal to the government that if you can make a treaty with Belarus and Russia border, and help people of Kharkiv, help students of Kharkiv to go to Belarus or Russia. It will be a very huge help from government to them, because they are far away from every other country of
Yes,
that region.
yes, 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 yes,
And
yes.
it will be literally impossible, and it will take 10 to 15 days to get evacuated from there.
Yeah, so I
So,
hope the four cabinet ministers which have been sent by the government to somehow
yes,
cut a deal between the surrounding states and Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus to somehow help the Indian nationals come out of the Wonton
yes,
city. And there is an unfortunate news which I want to tell you, that an Indian student has lost his life in Kharkiv. I do not know the reasons of it, whether he came in between the fight of the Russian and Ukrainian forces, or someone else shot him. But there is a certain news coming out from the embassy itself that our Indian student has died. And so with that thing, I would like to end it, and I wish every Indian student. I think there are 20,000 Indian students which near the
yes,
figure of 20,000 which are studying in Ukraine. So I hope everybody comes home back alive, in full health. And with that note, I would like to thank you for joining us and sharing your story
thank
with
you, thank
us. And I hope all your friends come back home very soon. Thank you.
thank
Thank you
you,
for joining me, Jim. Thank you.
thank you.